Good evening, all of you. How are you? Asad,
Good, sir.
Peer, and Steve.
Yes, sir.
How are you, Peer?
Fine, sir. Alhamdulillah.
Asad, this is your first class?
Yes, sir.
All right, Asad. So, would you please tell me that what are the other chapters that you have already covered in economics? Currently, we are actually doing theory of demand in our regular batch. But tell me, other than this chapter, have you covered anything in economics until now?
Yes, sir. I'll give you the list 1 second.
Okay. Samiksha. How are you, Samiksha?
Sir, we have completed the first two chapters in statistics and till consumer equilibrium
Okay, so in
in macro.
microeconomics, you have covered two chapters. So
Yes, sir.
introduction
We're
part
on
and
law
the
of demand,
consumer equilibrium.
just like the class.
Oh, just in class. Okay. All right, no problem, Asad. Asad, see, currently we are discussing theory of demand. In this session, we will be talking about the law of demand. All right, so there is a possibility that you might feel a little discomfort in this session. There is a problem. There is a possibility that few topics which are interconnected, you might feel difficulty in those topics. All right. So never mind. Let's start. Oh, first of all, we will, as usual, we will revise and recall everything that we have covered in the previous session. Only then we will proceed further with this, with the new topic. So in today's session, the point of discussion will be law of demand. But first of all, let's recall everything. So in the previous class, we have discussed the factors affecting demand. All right, factors affecting the market demand. And in case of factors, in case of market demand, I have told you that population, season and weather, and the basically distribution of income affect the market demand to the great extent. After that, we have actually covered possibilities of changes in demand. So in this particular topic, I have told you that there are two possibilities of changes in demand. That demand may change either due to change in price of the commodity, or it may change due to some other factor. If demand changes due to price of commodity, so there is a possibility that demand increases, or there is a possibility that demand decreases. If due to price of commodity demand increases, we will call it expansion in demand. Otherwise, we will call it contraction in demand. All right. On the other hand, when demand changes due to some other factors, so we will call it basically, if demand increases due to some other factor, we will call it increase in demand. And if demand decreases due to some other factor, it will be called decrease in demand. All right, so when demand is changing due to price of the commodity, we have basically named this phenomena as change in quantity demanded. And if demand is changing due to some other factor, we will call it change in demand. So basically, to summarize everything, we can say that there are two possibilities of changes in demand. There is a possibility that there is a possibility of change in quantity demanded, and there is a possibility of change in demand. When price of the commodity is changing, it will affect the demand. It will affect the basically it will affect demand in the manner that demand may expand or contract. And if there are other factors changing, then it will lead to increase or decrease in demand. All right. After that, we have covered these topics in detail. We have understood the diagrammatic representation of expansion, contraction, increase and decrease, everything we have covered in the previous class. All right. Now, uh, just a minute. Now, in today's session, we will start the law of demand. So, first of all, let me tell you what is law of demand. See, law of demand is basically law of demand basically indicate the relationship between price and demand of the commodity. Right, law of demand basically indicate the relationship between price and demand of the commodity. According to law of demand, there exists negative relationship between price of commodity. Listen to me very carefully. According to law of demand, there exists negative relationship, which mean Negative relationship between price of commodity and demand of commodity, which means that when price of commodity increases, demand of the commodity will decline. And when price of commodity will decrease, then demand of the commodity will increase. So basically, this negative relationship between price and demand of the commodity is called law of demand. So to be very precise, we can say that law of demand basically states the relationship between price of commodity and demand of commodity. Law of demand basically states the relationship between price of commodity and demand of the commodity. But in case of law of demand, we presume that other factors that affect the demand will remain constant. So can anyone tell me what are the other factors that affect the demand other than price? What are the various other factors that affect the demand?
So the taste of the consumer,
Taste of the consumer, right? And
willingness to buy,
willingness to buy, all right. Or next, taste, fashion, habit, custom, all right. And price of
Expectation of
related goods,
Season.
expectation, all of these factors affect the demand of the commodity. But when we talk about law of demand, we consider only two factors. Sorry, when we are talking about law of demand, we consider only one factor. We basically want to know the effect of price on demand of the commodity only. We are not interested in knowing the effect of income of the consumer, effect of taste, habit, preferences. We are not interested in knowing the effect of any of these factors on the demand of the commodity. Law of demand basically state only the effect of price upon the demand of the commodity, and it says that price affect the demand inversely, negatively. When price increases, demand will decrease. But in order to prove the basically law, in order to satisfy the law of demand, other factors should remain constant. We assume that all other factors are constant. We assume that income of the consumer is constant. We assume that fashion, habit, custom, taste, and preferences, all the factors are constant except price. Only price is changing, all other factors remain same. Let me explain this on the sheet. So basically what I'm saying, that law of demand indicate the relationship between what? Relationship between price of commodity and demand of commodity. But in order to prevail, in order to prevail the law of demand, if we want that law of demand satisfy, there is an assumption that all other factors must remain constant. Due to increase in price, what law of demand is saying, due to increase in price, demand of the commodity will decrease, right? And due to decrease in price, demand of the commodity will increase. But this will happen only if all the factors affecting demand remain constant. What are the other factors? Other factors such as income of the consumer must not change, taste of the consumer must not change, price of the related goods must not change, and all other factor other than these factor should remain constant. There will be change only in case of price of commodity. We are considering the change in price only. Increase in price, decrease in demand. Decrease in price will increase the demand. This is it. So law of demand, in simple terms, we can say that law of demand states the relationship between price and demand of the commodity, and according to law of demand, all other factors should remain constant, and only then increase in price will reduces the demand of the commodity, and decrease in price will increase the demand for the commodities. So when we say that all other factors should remain constant, for this there is a term which is used, which this is called ceteris paribus. All other factors should remain constant. We use in order to basically, in place of this statement, we can simply say ceteris paribus. That means all other factors should remain constant. Only then law of demand will prove true. Only then law of demand will prevail. So I hope you guys understand what is law of demand. Law of demand simply says simply states the relationship between price and demand of the commodity, which means increase in price leads to decrease in demand, and decrease in price will lead to increase in demand. This is it. But in order to satisfy the law of demand, there are certain assumptions that all the factors should remain constant, such as price of the related good do not change, such as income of the consumer remains constant. There is no expectation of change in the price in the future. Taste and preference of the consumer remains constant. Every other factor except the price must remain as it is. There should be no change other than price of the commodity. Only we are basically we basically wants to know the relationship of demand with the price only. All right. So these are the assumptions of law of demand. All right. Moving on. Next is, there are certain exceptions to the law of demand, but let me first talk a little more about law of demand. So tell me, if for example this is price of the commodity and this is quantity of the commodity. All right, so at rupees 10, let's say at rupees 10, total demand of commodity is 200 units. All right, what will happen if we increases the price? What will happen if price of the commodity reaches to 12? Tell me, what will happen? Demand will increase or decrease? According to law of demand, what will happen? If there is increase in price of the commodity, it will decrease. All right, so demand, let's say demand declines to 150 units. This means basically law of demand is operating, law of demand is applicable. And similarly, when price of commodity decreases to 8, what will happen now? According to law of demand, when price decreases, demand should increase. So when price is declining, demand goes to 300 unit. This also proves that law of demand is operating. So when there is increase in price, demand declines. When there is decrease in price, demand increases. This proves that law of demand is operating. So this is how the law of demand works. Now the question arises, there are certain situations in which law of demand does not hold true. There are certain situations in which law of demand does not apply. There are certain situations in which due to increase in price, demand does not decreases. And there are certain products in case of which when there is decrease in price, demand for those does not increases. All right. So where law of demand does not operate, all of such situation is called exception of law of demand. Is it clear, everyone? Law of demand, the situation in which law of demand does not apply, what we will call it? We will call it exception of law of demand. What is the meaning of exception? Exception basically means that when due to increase in price of the commodity, demand does not increase. Sorry, when due to decrease in price of commodity, demand does not increases, or due to increase in price, demand does not decline. Then we will say that the law of demand is basically failing. Law of demand is not satisfied. Law of demand is not operating. All of such situation in which law of demand does not hold true, is not applicable, in which law of demand fails, all such situations are called exceptions of law of demand. So let's discuss what are the various situations in which law of demand does not apply, does not basically satisfy. So first situation is law of demand does not apply in case of status symbol goods. So anyone having any idea what are status symbol goods? Asad, do you have any idea what are status symbol goods?
Sir, we haven't raised this part, but is it related to inferior and superior good?
No, this is not related to inferior and superior. That is a different. That is in key basically inferior and normal good that we discuss when we discuss the effect of income on the demand of the commodity. But status symbol goods are different. All right, no problem. Samiksha, can you tell me what are status symbol goods?
There's something that has uniqueness or some prestige or something like. If it's like it has more value.
All right, all right. Peer, you want to add something? Do you have any idea what are status symbol goods?
No, sir.
Okay, no problem. See, status symbol goods are those goods which basically the consumption or uses of which gives the basically basically raises the standard and status of the customer. Anything the use of which will raise the overall prestige and status of the customer in the society is generally considered as the status symbol goods, right? For example, let's talk about cars. All right. So car, in case of car, suppose let's say I have a Rolls Royce. So it will definitely adds to the value of basically it will give the it will give me more status in the society, right? Suppose I have Audi, Mercedes, these kind of cars I have. So these are all status symbol good. It will add to the basically my status in the society. I am basically using these goods for the purpose of prestige, and basically this will, all of these goods will add to my status. So all of those things which are basically used by the consumer for the prestige and status in the society, all such goods are known as status symbol goods, like expensive watches, expensive cars, paintings, and diamond, gold. All of these things are basically used by consumer for the prestige purpose, status symbol. So in case of a status symbol goods, what happens when price of the commodity increases, demand for such commodity also increases. Like you must have seen that price of the let's say Rolls Royce or the Mercedes, these are expensive cars, right? But still they are high in demand. Even though their prices are high, their demand does not decreases. Even though their prices are continuously rising year by year, companies are charging higher amount from their customers, even though their customer want these products, these cars. Similarly, expensive watches like Rado. So Rado is basically a kind of watch that will basically add to the status of a person. It will give the it will basically it is basically used for the purpose of prestige by the customer. So even though Rado is expensive, still customer wants to purchase this watch. All right. So when prices of these commodities increases, demand does not decline, because when they get more expensive and customer buys these product, even though they are expensive, it will give the more these product will give them more status value in the society. But once these are, suppose there are decrease in the price of gold, diamond, prices of Mercedes, Audi. So what will happen then when their prices will decline? All the people will be able to afford these products, right? And now when everyone will be able to purchase the product, now there will be no status or no prestige in using these kind of goods. So hence when their prices decreases, demand for such good also decreases. On the other hand, when price of these goods increases, it will basically their demand also increases, because now on account when customer basically buys these goods, it will add more status to their overall reputation in the society. All right, everyone. So exception include status symbol goods. In case of a status symbol good, law of demand does not apply. Let's read it. Goods of status do not follow the law of demand. These are wanted by rich people for prestige and distinction. Higher the price, higher will be the demand for these goods. Okay. Is everyone clear about status symbol goods? Any doubt?
No,
Sir,
sir.
so these goods have no real utility, right?
These goods have no real. I'm not able to understand your question.
So they don't have like a real usage. So they're just for status and symbol.
Yeah, these are just for status, and customer is actually paying because these goods will add to their status. Oh, they
Okay,
will
sir.
raise their overall standard in the society. So just because they are expensive, these are wanted by these people so that these product can basically raise their standard in the society. Hence, these are, even though these are expensive, therefore still their demand is high in the market.
Thank
Is
you,
it
sir.
clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next is law of demand also not apply in a situation of fear. If if a person is having a fear of shortage, suppose if a person fears that a particular commodity will not be available in the near future, let's say there is a rumor in the market that there is going to be a shortage for petrol in the market. Let's say there is a rumor in the market that there is going to be a shortage in the market for petrol. So what will happen? Everybody will be buying more petrol, even though they are expensive in the market. Suppose due to the fear of shortage, prices of the petrol starts increasing. Prices of the petrol start. Suppose price of petrol is generally is 100 rupees per liter, let's say. But due to fear of shortage, currently petrol are being sold at 120 per liter, and everybody is still buying even though petrol is getting expensive. Petrol is basically their prices are rising, even though people are purchasing petrol in more quantity instead of buying less quantity. Why do you know that? Why? Because there is a fear of shortage. People are basically in fear that petrol might not be available in future. Let's say there is a rumor that petrol will not be available for next 2 months or 3 months. This kind of fear in the market. So what will people do? People will start buying the petrol in more quantity, even though their prices are its price start increasing. All right. So because of fear of shortage, sometimes law of demand does not apply. Because of fear, sometimes even though prices for the goods are increasing, people still purchase more quantity of the commodity. Instead, what law of demand basically says? Law of demand basically says that when there is increase in demand, increase in price, demand will be less, and demand will be more only when prices are less. But where there is a fear of shortage regarding a product, what customer do? Customer basically buy more quantity, even the product is available at the higher price. This is due to shortage, and this is why law of demand is failing. So where there is a shortage, there is a fear of shortage. If consumer expect that there will be shortage or scarcity of a particular good in the future, then he would start buying more of that commodity even though the prices are rising. Is it clear, everyone? Asad, Samiksha, Steve, Peer?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Next is ignorance or unawareness of a customer. This is basically suppose a customer is not aware about the prevailing prices in the market. He have no idea what is the prevailing price in the market. He have no idea what is the price of a particular commodity in the market is. So what happens? He goes to the market, and suppose someone is selling the product at a higher price as compared to the as compared to the normal prices. Suppose a person goes in the market to buy let's say he goes in the market to buy onions. All right. And generally onions are sold in the market for 20 rupees per kg, let's say. But because customer is unaware, he goes to the market and asks the seller for the price of the onions, and seller is basically saying that price of the onions is 40 rupees per kg. And considering customer is basically considering that price of the commodity, price of onions are low, what he does, he basically purchases more quantity of the onions. In fact, prices of the onions in the market was high. Because he was unaware about the prevailing situation, he have no idea about the price of the onions in the market. So what happened, that even though price of the onions are high in the market, he basically buy more quantity of the onion. Instead of buying let's say 1 kg or 2 kg, he buys 5 kg of the onions, considering that price of the commodity, price of the onions are low in the market. He's of opinion. Why he have such opinion? Because he is completely ignorant or unaware about the market situation. So sometimes when the customer is not aware about the prevailing market situation, there is a possibility that he ended up buying more quantity of the commodity, even though price of the commodity is on rise. And on the other hand, there are also situations that if a customer is unaware about the market situation, and when price of the commodity decreases, he is unable to basically distinguish, unable to differentiate that the market price in the market is currently low, and instead of buying more quantity, he ended up buying less quantity of the commodity. Why he is buying less quantity of the commodity at even lower prices? Because he have no idea about the prevailing price of the market. All right, so when customer is ignorant or unaware about the market situation, there is a possibility that even though prices are increasing, he buys more of the quantity of the commodity, and sometime when prices are decreasing, customer, instead of buying more, he basically buy less of the commodity because he is unaware of the market situation. So this is the third exception where law of demand fails. Next is fashion related goods. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of fashion related goods? What do you mean by fashion related goods?
Sir,
Cosmetic
the
goods.
goods
One
that
by
are
one.
related, that is related to trend. According
That
to
are
the
related to trend. Okay. Correct.
according to the trend, it goes.
So basically anything which is in trend considered to be a fashionable product, right? So if anything is in fashion or trend, demand for such commodity rises. Instead, even though the prices are high in the market, because the product is in trend, you will find that price of such product which are in trend are generally high in the market, but still prices are high but demand is still high. So basically, even though prices are increasing, demand for the commodity is not decreasing. Demand for the commodities also increases. Why this is happening? Because of fashion, because it is a fashionable product. It is a fashion related good. So in case of fashion related good also, law of demand may fail because people will buy more of the commodity without considering the prices of the commodity. Even though prices are rising, people will start buying more of the commodity. So in case of fashion related goods also, law of demand does not apply. Sometimes the fashion related goods also not follow the law of demand, and their demand rises even with the increase in price of the goods. So next is necessity of life. Necessity of life basically means all of those things which are anyhow required by a person. Anything which is basically a necessity for a person is a demand for such commodity does not decline when there is increase in price of the commodity. Let's suppose if a person is ill and he requires a particular kind of medicine for because of some health issues, doctor have basically recommended him a certain kind of medicine. All right, so because of his health issue, consumption of medicine is a necessity for this customer. All right, so suppose he start buying the medicine at rupees 50 only, and at 50 rupees he used to buy one bottle of that particular medicine. All right, but over the period of time, price of that medicine start increasing. Price of the medicine goes to 60, 70, 80, 100, 120, like this. Even though prices of the commodity, prices of the medicine will increase, can you tell me demand of the customer will decrease or not? In case of medicine, demand of the customer will decrease or not when their prices are increasing in the market? Tell me.
No, sir.
No. Why not?
Yes.
Because
The
it
necessity.
is a necessity of that particular customer. So anything which is a kind of necessity for a person, law of demand does not apply in that situation. Because when price increases, there is a possibility even that prices are increasing, demand might not decrease. I'm not talking about that with the increase in price, demand will also increase, but with the increase in price, at least demand is not decreasing. And because demand is not decreasing, law of demand, we will say law of demand has failed. All right, so goods which become necessity of life due to its continuous use or consumption also not follow the law of demand, because even if the prices of necessary goods are increasing, their demand may not increase, or with the decrease in price, their consumption may not be increased. All right, everyone. So necessity goods does not follow law of demand. When price increases, their demand might not decrease. When price decreases, their demand might not increase. So in both the situation, there is a possibility that law of demand might fail. After that, we have one more exception, that is change in weather condition. So when there is change in weather condition, irrespective of whether the prices are increasing for the commodity or decreasing, customer customer will need the product. For example, suppose suppose winter is approaching, right? Winters are approaching, and during the winter season, what will happen? Prices of jacket, sweater, gloves, mufflers, all of these products get expensive. Even though their prices are high during the winter season, customer still wants those products because of the changing weather condition. Customer will require basically different kind of clothes. So even though prices of the winter goods or the jacket, sweater, and other products increases, their demand will not decline in the market, right? So in the situation of change in weather, there is a possibility that law of demand might not be applicable. And let's suppose in the summers, suppose you start selling sweater, jacket, and gloves, all of these products which are winter related product, you start selling them in the summers. Do you think their demand will rise in the summers? Answer is no. So what will happen if I start selling these products at the lower price? Suppose you start selling the jacket, sweater, gloves, all of these things at a lower price. So what will happen? Though because these products are the products related to the winter season, their demand will not rise if you start selling them in the summers at the lower price. You getting my point? Basically, decline in price, even though prices are decreasing, the demand will not increase because these products are not dependent only upon the price. These are also dependent upon the weather condition. So due to the weather condition, there is a possibility that law of demand might not be applicable. Due to law of demand, there is a possibility that even though prices are high, demand for the commodity does not decline. And even though prices are low, demand for the commodity might not increase. Is it clear, everyone? So all of the 6 factors are clear to all of you.
Yes, sir.
So can we please first recall everything? What are the what are the exception I have covered regarding the law of demand? So exceptions, let's recall exceptions of law of demand. I have said that first of all, law of demand does not apply to which kind of good? Status symbol goods.
Status symbol goods.
And status symbol goods are also known as the goods which are used as as basically a prestigious goods.
Yes.
All right. And sir, what are the goods included in the as a status symbol goods? Like expensive cars, expensive watches,
Gold.
diamond, gold, all of these things, paintings, expensive paintings, all of these things are generally purchased by rich people for the status purpose, and their demand are high in the market when their prices are high only. If their price start decreasing, demand for these commodity will start decreasing because they will lose their status element. And after that, second exception was fear of shortage. Customer is fearful that there is a possibility of there may arise a shortage in the market for a particular product. So what he will do, there is a possibility that he will start buying more of the commodity at even though prices are high, more demand at more price. All right. After that,
Ignorance.
sorry,
Ignorance of the consumer.
ignorance, right? Ignorance, you can also say unawareness. Customer is unaware regarding the prevailing market situation. Then we have necessary goods. In case of necessary goods are wanted even though their prices are rising, right? Necessity is basically any kind of good which is necessary for life. And we have the last exception. Sorry?
Weather change.
Weather condition, right? If weather changes, then there is a possibility that law of demand might not be applicable. So all of these factors are collectively called exceptions of law of demand. So tell me, everyone, is everything clear to all of you? Anything you want to ask? Asad, Peer, Steve?
No, sir.
Okay. Asad, everything clear?
Yes, sir. So far, so clear.
Okay. Moving on to the next topic. Now we will discuss why law of demand operates, why it happens that when price of the commodity increases in the market, demand for commodity starts declining, or vice versa, that when price of the commodity decreases in the market, why only then demand for the commodity starts increasing, why the law of demand operates, why due to increase in price demand decreases, and why due to decrease in price only demand starts increasing. We are not talking about the exception, we are basically talking about the law of demand, why law of demand operates. So there are so many reasons that law of demand, due to which law of demand operates. Let's first of all discuss about, just a minute, we will cover these topic after a while, but let's first cover the easy part. All right, so first of all, first reason of operating, first reason behind the operation of law of demand is additional customer. Listen to me carefully. When price of the commodity decreases, their demand obviously increase. Why it will happen? Because when price of the commodity decreases, it become more, it basically become inexpensive, and now the product will be more affordable for all of those people who were not able to afford it earlier at its higher price, right? So when price of the commodity decreases, more number of customer starts buying the good, and as a consequence of which, because there is a rise in the number of customer, as a consequence of which demand for the commodity also rises. So first reason behind the operation of law of demand is additional number of customer, yeah, or you can also say change in the number of customer, change in number of customers. For example, at rupees 10, total quantity of a commodity was demanded, 1000 units of total quantity was demanded at rupees 10, and let's say total consumer base for this product was earlier at rupees at rupees 10, there was total customer in the market. Let's say there were 500 customers in the market, and every customer used to buy 2 units of the product. So at rupees 10, total demand was 1000, because every customer was buying two units. Now there are also other customers who are willing to purchase this product, but because they consider, they think the price of the product is high, they are not able to afford this product. Let's take an example, that customer is finding the product expensive at rupees 10. All right, now what happens? Price of the commodity decreases to 5 rupees per unit. Now when price of the commodity decreases, it will become more affordable to all those customers also who were not able to afford this product at rupees 10. So overall customer base rises to 2000. Now 2000 customers are there to purchase this commodity. So tell me, assuming that every customer will buy two unit of the commodity, can you tell me at rupees 5 how many units of the commodity will be demanded in the market? Tell me. When price of the commodity decreases, overall customer base increases to 2000. Assuming that every customer will buy 2 units of the commodity, can you tell me what will be the total demand in the
4,000
market
units.
at rupees 5? 4000 units of goods will be demanded. Now look at this part only. We are able to see here that price, due to decrease in price, demand of the commodity is increasing. That means law of demand is applicable. Law of demand is applicable, that due to decrease in price, demand is increasing. But what is the reason behind the application of law of demand? What is the reason behind application of law of demand? Is the customer base. When price of commodity decreases, number of customer increases from 500 to 2000, and clearly because number of customer increases, so now more quantity will be purchased by the customers, leading to increase in the overall demand of the commodity. And let's suppose price of the commodity in future, price of the commodity increases to 30 rupees per unit. What will happen? This will discourage the customers to buy the good. So there will be only few customers left in the market. Let's say only 100 customer will now be able to afford this product at rupees 30. So what will happen? Assuming that every customer will buy only 2 units, what will happen? Now only 200 units of the products are demanded in the market. So in this case also, due to increase in price, demand is declining. Hence we can say law of demand is operating. But why law of demand is operating? Due to change in the number of customer. Is it clear, everyone? So first reason behind law of demand is change in number of customer, because due to increase or decrease in price, number of customers changes accordingly. When there is decrease in price, number of customers increases. When there is increase in price, number of customers decreases. And due to the increase and decrease in the number of customers, overall demand for the commodity also changes. So when price of commodity falls, many customers who were not able to buy it earlier due to its high price starts purchasing it. So more customers leads to more demand. Tell me, Pir Samiksha and Asad,
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Steve, is everything clear to all of you? Asad, Samiksha.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Yes, sir, it's
Yes,
clear.
sir.
Okay. Now, this was the first reason behind the law of demand. Now, there is one more reason which is called different uses of the good. Just a minute. Different uses of the good. So what do you mean by different uses of the good? Let me explain this also through an example. Alternate, we can also use this statement to use this term, alternative uses of the good. So this is the second reason. All right, let's understand. Suppose let's talk about milk. Let's assume that prices of milk in the market is 50 rupees, and suppose there is a family who only purchases 2 liters of milk at this price. At rupees 50, they basically purchase only 2 liters of milk, and what they will do, they basically use the milk for only 2 purposes, tea or coffee. All right, so these are the 2 basic purposes for which milk is basically used by this family. Now tell me, what are the various other uses of milk as also, other than tea and coffee? What we can also do with the milk? Tell me.
Dairy products.
We can make the dairy product, like we can basically
Paneer.
we can make the paneer, right? Then we can make shake. Then we can make the sweets.
Sir, can we make butter?
Yeah, we can also make butter. Then curd. All of these things can also be made out of milk, and there are numerous other products that can be made out of milk also. But currently, because this family is finding the prices of milk are not that cheap, so because price, according to this family, prices are relatively expensive, so they are currently using the milk for only 2 purposes, coffee and tea only. They are currently using the milk for only 2 purposes, tea and coffee only. So for their daily consumption, they only purchases 2 liters. All right, now let's assume price of milk decreases to 20 per liter. Because prices decline, what will happen now? Customer will start using the milk for various other purposes also. Now he will not restrict the use of the milk to the tea and coffee only. Now he will start making paneer, shake, sweet, butter and curd and all different products as well, because now the price of the milk is cheaper. So due to decrease in price, he will start applying the milk for different purposes, right? So tell me, when he will start using the milk for other purposes also, 2 liter will be sufficient, or he will have to buy more quantity of the milk?
More quantity.
more quantity will be required. So let's assume that at rupees 20, now he is buying 3.5 liters of the milk. Why he's purchasing more quantity? Because now milk is basically applied to various other purposes also, tea, other than tea and coffee. So tell me, there is decrease in price, there is increase in demand. So law of demand is operating, yes or no? Law of demand is operating, yes or no? Answer is yes. Law of demand is operating, sir. Why law of demand is operating? Because when price of the commodity decreases, customers start applying this good to start applying milk for various other alternative use. And because he's applying the milk for other alternative uses, now the more quantity of the milk will be required. Hence, price decreases, demand for the milk increases. Is it clear, everyone? Tell
Yes,
me,
sir.
is it clear? Okay. Now, suppose price of the commodity goes to 70 rupees per liter. What will happen? So he will definitely restrict all the other alternative uses. He will be basically consuming the milk only for the purpose of tea or only for the purpose of coffee. Now, the overall demand for the commodity will definitely decline because now he is not willing to make sweet, shake, paneer, butter, curd, or any other thing. He will basically be using milk only for the tea, for making tea. So now only, let's say, only 1 liter of milk will be required. So in this case also, when price of the commodity increases, demand of the commodity decreases, hence law of demand still applies. But what is the reason behind the application of law of demand? That is alternative uses. When price of the commodity decreases, we start applying the commodity for various other alternative use, as a consequence of which we will require more quantity of the milk. Hence, price decrease in price leads to increase in demand. On the other hand, when price of the commodity increases, customer cut off every other use, and you start using the milk only for the necessary basic purpose. Eventually, because milk will not be used for other alternative purpose, hence less quantity of milk will be required, and therefore due to increase in price, demand will decrease. And here we see that law of demand is applicable. Due to increase in price, demand decreases. So there are basically, we have covered two reasons of law of demand. First was the change in the number of customers, that is when our
Customers.
customer base changes, demand accordingly changes. And there are alternative uses also, due to which law of demand is operating, applying. All right, everyone, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, different uses. If the commodity has various uses, demand for such commodity may fall with the increase in price of the commodity, because its uses gets restricted to the most important uses only, and increase in price may lead to the decrease in the demand. So these are the products which have alternative uses, like electricity have alternative uses, milk have alternative uses. So when prices of the electricity, let's say government start charging less basically per unit charge is basically reduced by the government. So what people will do, people will start using electricity for various different purposes. And when price of the electricity start, basically when government start charging more price for the electricity, customer will be using electricity for very basic use. All right, by the way, let's move. So two reasons we have already covered. Now let's discuss the other factors, other reasons. And the third reason will be substitution effect. This is going to be a little difficult as compared to the two reasons that we have already covered. All right, so for this we have to understand this on the notebook only after that we will be able to understand through the slide. So let's assume that we are talking about this customer. His name is, let's call him Ramesh. Suppose Ramesh is currently buying a good, let's suppose he's buying Coke in the market, and Coke currently is being sold in the market at rupees 20 each, and he is buying, let's say he's buying 10 bottles of cold drink Coke at rupees 20 each. All right. Now, what happened? Or at the same time, Pepsi is also being sold in the market, and price of Pepsi is, let's say, price of Pepsi is 20 also. But because customer is consuming Coke and he basically believes that Coke and Pepsi is more or less the same quantity, both will provide him the equal amount of satisfaction. So suppose he's consuming Coke, so what we will call Pepsi, we will call the Pepsi as a substitute good, right? It will be considered as what, Samiksha? It will be considered as a substitute good, because customer can basically replace the Coke by Pepsi. Customer will basically get the equal amount of satisfaction from Coke as well as Pepsi. So both the products are substitute of each other. So from the viewpoint of Coke, Pepsi will be considered as the substitute of Coke. Customer can replace the Coke by Pepsi. All right. Now, let's say at rupees 20, only 10 bottles of the Coke is being purchased by Ramesh. Tell me what will happen if price of commodity increases to 30 rupees. When price of the Coke increases to 30, now customer will find that customer will now find the Pepsi cheaper. He will basically think that same product is available at a lesser price, because Pepsi and Coke are more or less the same product. It provides the customer equal amount of satisfaction. So now, because there is increase in price of Coke, what customer will do? Customer will start buying Pepsi instead of buying cold drink. So overall demand of the Coke will decreases to, let's say, only 2 bottles. Demand for Coke decreases to 2 bottles from 10 bottles. Why? Because due to increase in price of the Coke, substitute start looking more inexpensive. Customer find this product cheaper, and due to which customer will start buying the Pepsi, more quantity of Pepsi and less quantity of Coke. Let's talk about Coke only. When there is increase in price, what is happening here? So due to increase in price, demand of the commodities declining. So tell me, law of demand is applicable, yes or no? Tell me, law of demand is applicable, yes or no? When price of the commodity is increasing, demand of the commodity is decreasing. So tell me, law of demand is applicable, yes or no?
Yes, sir, it is applied.
Asad, Peer, Steve, everyone else.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So when
Yes, sir.
price of the commodity is increasing, demand of the commodity is decreasing. So we can say that law of demand is applicable. But why law of demand is applicable? Because due to increase in price, demand decreases, because customer have the option for the Coke available in the market. Customer have the option to buy Pepsi. So when price of the Coke increases, customers shift to its substitute product. This is called basically substitution effect. So law of demand is operating due to substitution effect. Due to increase in price, demand of the commodity decreases because customer shifts to the substitute product. This is called substitution effect. On the other hand, let's assume price of the commodity have decreased to 10 rupees per bottle. So when demand of the Coke decreases to 10 rupees per liter, now customer will find Pepsi more expensive as compared to the Coke. So what customer will do? Customer will shift to this product. Customer will start buying more quantity of Coke instead of buying Pepsi. So what will happen? Demand for the Coke in the market will increases to, let's say, 40 bottles. At rupees 10, more bottles of Coke is being demanded in the market. So in this case also, law of demand is applicable. Price is decreasing, demand is increasing. Price decreases from 30 to 10, demand increases to 40 from 2. So due to decrease in price, demand is increasing. But what is the reason behind the operation of law of demand? That is substitution effect. This is called substitution effect. Substitution effect. When price of the commodity decreases, it becomes inexpensive, cheaper as compared to its substitute, as a result of which demand for the given good increases in the market and law of demand is applicable. On the other hand, when demand of the commodity increases, it becomes expensive as compared to its substitute available in the market. Hence, customer will now buy less quantity at the increased price. So in this case also law of demand is applicable. And why it is applicable? Due to the substitution effect. This is called substitution effect. Let's read it and also try to understand this through an example. First, read this statement. Substitution effect refers to substituting one commodity in place of the other when it becomes relatively cheaper. When price of the given good in our example, given good was basically Coke. The the commodity that consumer is already consuming is considered as given good, and the other option that is available in the market other than the product that the customer is consuming is known as substitute good. So when price of the given commodity falls, it becomes relatively cheaper than its substitute. As a result, demand for the given good starts increasing. So let's understand this through a quick example. Suppose there are two products, Pepsi and Coke, and the prices are Pepsi are being sold at rupees 30 and Coke is basically sold at rupees 25. So tell me, because price of Pepsi is high and price of Coke is low, and because both the commodities are almost same, so customer will prefer which product, Pepsi or Coke? Customer will prefer Coke because Coke is available at the lower price. All right. Now consumer is currently consuming Coke because Coke is inexpensive. But price of the Coke increases. From 20, it goes to 35. Sorry, from 25, it goes to 35. And due to which Pepsi become relatively cheaper. People will find Pepsi inexpensive. So what will happen? Demand for the Pepsi in the market will increase and demand for the Coke will decreases. So due to increase in price of the Coke, demand for the Coke is decreasing. Hence law of demand is applicable. Why it is applicable? Because of the availability of the substitute good. So therefore it is called substitution effect. So now consumer will start consuming Pepsi, and as a result, increase in price of the commodity Coke leads to decrease in the demand for the commodity, that is Coke. And this is happening because there is a substitute of Coke available in the market. Okay, now, so there are three reasons that we have already covered. Last is income effect. So can any one of you recall the reasons that we have already covered until now? Asad, can you recall everything?
Sir,
What are the reasons that I have basically told you in the as a law of demand? Why law of demand basically operate? What are the reasons of law of demand?
so the reasons for the law of demand are basically this thing. The demand, the reasons for the law of demand is the prices of the goods and alternate goods and substitute goods.
Mhm.
The increase in price of the main good will decrease the price in the substitute good, the alternate
Okay.
goods.
So all right. So basically this is called substitution effect. So law of demand is basically applicable due to the substitution effect. Other than this, Asad,
Sir, income.
income, I haven't discussed the effect of income till now. Other
No,
than
sir,
this
not the
was
income. I mean the
basically
price.
price is obviously the factor that affect the demand. I'm not talking about the price, how price affect the demand of commodity. We are currently discussing why due to decrease in price demand increases, or why due to increase in price demand
So because the
decreases.
consumer can afford more of the same commodity.
So basically there are three factors that we have covered till now.
So we
First,
have done additional customers,
right,
different
basically there is change in
uses,
the customer base due to decrease because due to change in price.
and
Customer
then different
increases and
uses,
customer decreases, different uses, alternative uses. Then
alternative
third was
uses, and then
substitution.
substitution effect.
All right, Asad, Peer and Steve.
Yes, sir.
So to be very precise, we have covered three topics: additional customers, substitution effect, and alternative uses of the good. Now we will discuss the last point. Last is income effect.
Okay, sir.
Income effect is what? When due to when there is decrease in price, demand of the commodity increases, right? But why it happens? This is due to income effect. What this is, how can we understand this effect? Just a minute. Let me take an example. See, suppose this is our customer, Ramesh, and he have this much amount. He have a total of 100 rupees with him, and with this amount he wants to buy, let's say, apples, and apples in the market is currently available at rupees 20 each. All right, so at rupees 20 each, tell me, with the 100 rupees, how many apples he will be able to buy?
5.
5.
5. All right, so by spending all of his income, he's currently buying 5 apples. And is there any amount left with him
No,
after
sir.
purchasing? No.
No, sir.
So now what happens in the market? There price of the apple basically declines in the market. Now price of the apple is rupees 10. So price of the apple goes down by 50%. All right. When price of the apple goes down to 10 rupees per unit, what will happen? Now customer will have more savings. Earlier, after purchasing 5 units 5 units of apple, he basically he's basically there is nothing left with him. There is no amount left with him in order to purchase more quantity of the commodity. But when price of the commodity decreases, for the purchase of only 5 units, he will have to spend only 50 rupees, right? And he will still left with rupees 50 as his savings. So when price of the commodity decreases to 10, due to this, overall purchasing power of the consumer increases, right? Why consumer purchasing power is increasing? Because now he is having saving rupees 50. He is having a saving of rupees 50, and with this saving he will be able to buy 5 more apples. So now he will be able to buy 10 apples with the same income. All right, so tell me, is there any increase in the income of the consumer?
No, sir.
In this example that we have discussed, is there any increase in the income of the consumer? Answer is no.
No,
There
sir.
was no increase. Even though there was no increase, still he is buying more quantity of the commodity. Can you tell me why this is happening? Because due to decrease in price, right? Due to decrease in price, customer is able to save more income, and saving of income is generally called, in this concept, in the topic that we are discussing, this is called real income is generated. When saving is generated, we will call it real income is generated. So when price of the commodity decreases, customer is able to save more money with him. We will call it that customer starts generating real income, and as a consequence of generating more real income, he will be able to buy more quantity of the commodity with the same amount of income. This is called income effect. Let's understand this one more time. This just a minute. See what I'm saying. Suppose customer is having rupees 100 as his total income. This was the total income of customer, and he used to buy good X with this income, and good X was priced at rupees, let's say 5 rupees each. For every unit of this good X, customer have to spend 5 rupees. So tell me, with this much of amount, with 100 rupees in his hand, how much quantity of good X he will be able to buy at rupees 5? Tell me. When commodity is available at 5 rupees per unit and total amount available with the customer is 100, how many units he will be able to buy? 20
Sir,
units.
4.
No. If
Oh,
every
sir, the
unit is
prices are
available,
25. My bad.
prices are rupees 5 only. Prices are rupees 5 only. So he will be able to buy 20 units of that commodity. And what will be his total amount of savings? When he buy 20 units, saving will be nil, 0.
Nil.
Now, what happens? Price of the commodity, let's say, decreases to 2.5. All right, or let's say price decreases to only 2 rupees per unit. Now with 2 rupees per unit, he will be able to buy how many units? he will
50
be able
units.
he will be able to buy 50 units of the commodity, right? Why he's able to buy 50 units of the commodity? Because for the purchase of 20 units at rupees 20, he only had to spend 40 rupees, right? For buying the same quantity, he only had to spend 40 rupees, and 60 rupees 60 is basically savings. And because he this time is saving rupees 60, he will buy more quantity using this additional amount, additional savings. So let's understand like this. For buying 20 units, how much he will have to spend? Only he will have to spend only 50 rupees, but he will have rupees 60 as a savings, and we assume that he will also spend this extra saving on the purchase of this commodity only. So with extra saving, he will be able to buy 30 more units. So total demand will be 50 units. Is it clear? So when price of the commodity decreases, overall quantity increases by 30 units. Overall quantity increases from 20 to 50. Why it is happening? Because customer is basically generating savings this time. And remember and listen to me very carefully. Savings are called real income. Savings are termed as real income in economics. Savings are called real incomes. When price of the commodity decreases, customer have real income, and due to which customer buy more amount of good this time. This entire process, this entire effect is called income effect. So see, again, law of demand is applying. Prices are declining, demand of the commodity is increasing, law of demand is operating. Why law of demand is operating? Because customer is able to save more amount when price of the commodity decreases, and with this more amount of saving, he will be able to buy more, quantity of the commodity, as the total quantity rises to 50. All right, everyone,
Yes, sir.
is there any doubt, anything you want to ask?
No, sir.
So these are the topics that we have covered in today's session. Let's revise and recall everything before ending this session. So
So
we were,
when are we ending the session?
yeah, we are about to end this session.
So 9 o'clock, right?
Sorry,
9
we
o'clock,
are
right?
ending this session for economics. We have continued our classes from 9 o'clock. You are
No, because at my place it's 8:43. We started at 7:30 at my place.
all right. So we will be ending this session at, according to you, we have to end this session at 8:30.
8:30 or 9, right? I don't remember, sir.
We actually have only have a session of 1 hour every day.
Okay, sir.
So 7:30 to 8:30 according to your time, and
Okay,
according
sir.
to my time, it will be 9 to 10. So we are already now it's 10:13, and I have to start accounts also. So never mind. Let's revise and recall everything. First of all, uh, in this class until now, we have discussed first of all, we had discussed exceptions of law of demand. Just a minute. And sorry, we have started with the law of demand. What law of demand basically says that law of demand states the relationship between price and demand of the commodity. All right. And according to law of demand, when price of the commodity increases, there is decrease in the demand of the commodity. All right. And and if price of the commodity decreases, demand of the commodity rises. But for that, all other factors should remain constant, and keeping all other factor constant is known as ceteris paribus. Is it okay? Now,
Yes, sir.
assumptions, we have covered few assumptions, that price of the goods must not change, income of the consumer must not change, expectation should remain same, taste and preferences of the customer must remain same. And after that, we have covered the exceptions. There are situations where law of demand does not apply, and those are, first of all, status symbol goods which are basically used by customer as a sign of prestige and status in the society. On those goods, law of demand does not hold true. And then we have fear of shortage. When a customer is fearful regarding the availability of a particular product, then in that case also law of demand does not apply. Then if a customer is ignorant or unaware about the market situation, prevailing market prices, there is a possibility that he may ended up buying more quantity at the higher price, and vice versa. Then we have fashion related goods. In case of fashion related good, basically demand basically follows the trend. Anything which is in trend, demand for such kind of good is high, even though prices for such good are increasing. So fashion related good also not follow law of demand in most cases. And after that, in case of necessities, necessary goods are goods which are required by a customer, so that basically as basically the product is necessary of his of for the customer. Therefore, even though prices are increasing, customer will not reduces the demand of the commodity. Then we have change in weather, and after that we have covered why law of demand operates, why due to decrease in price demand increases, or why due to increase in price demand starts declining. So there are, these are the reasons. First of all, substitution effect. When price of the commodity increases, the substitute starts looking cheaper. Customer find the substitute product as inexpensive and customer move to that product. And when price of the commodity decreases, customer find the given commodity as inexpensive. All right, so as a consequence of which demand for the commodity increases or decreases. Then we have covered the income effect. In income effect, I have told you, income effect is basically when price of the commodity decreases, customers start generating more savings, and generation of saving is basically called real income. Due to rise in the real income, customer purchase more quantity of the commodity. This is basically known as income effect. Then we have covered reason of, the third reason of law of demand is additional customers. When price of the commodity changes, number of customers also changes, and due to number of customers change, due to change in the number of customer, demand accordingly changes. And last one was different uses of the commodity. When price of the commodity decreases, its demand increases because customer start using the good in different other alternative uses, as a consequence of which demand for the commodity rises. And when price of the commodity increases, what will happen? The customer basically cut off the all other users and start applying the good for the for only basic purposes, as a consequence of which demand will be reduced because less quantity will be demanded now. So all of these things we have discussed in today's session. So this is it for today's class. We will continue in the next class with the concept of elasticity. All right, so we will discuss a different topic in the next class. We will talk about what is elasticity, what are the factors that affect the elasticity, and things like that. So Asad, Steve, Peer, and Samiksha, is everything clear? You guys have any doubt? You want to ask anything regarding today's session?
Sir,
It's clear, Asad?
Sir, it was clear.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Steve and Peer, is everything clear? Peer,
Yes,
am I
sir.
audible? Okay. So this is it for the economics section, economics part. We will continue with the accounts after a break of 5 minutes. So let's take a break of 5 minutes. Asad, you want to continue with accounts as well, or you just want to cover the economics?
Sir, for today, I think I'll cover the economics and go.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Thank you, sir.
So you can leave the session. Thank you so much, Asad.
Thank
bye.
you, sir.
So everyone else, please take a break of 5 minutes. We will continue the session after a break of 5 minutes.
Okay.